What's up, Gemini? This is Soul from Intuitive Tarot here to look at your week ahead starting June 2nd, 2025. Gemini, I hope all is well. Welcome any new subscribers to my channel. I definitely appreciate you. The deck that I am using will be listed in the description box. Of course, as always, not intentionally reading any reversals. So you're the first sign that I'm reading for. So we're going to give this deck a pretty good shuffle here. I can see I need to turn the deck around. Okay. Most of the cards are in the reverse. Anyway, yeah, so happy birthday to any of the Geminis that I am reading for this week. You're celebrating your birthday. Please have a nice and happy and safe birthday celebration. All right, so energies here for Gemini, the twins. What is the energy here for Gemini potentially coming up this week? Energies for my twins. So, I'm still trying to reach that goal of 500. Subscribers are slowly but surely creeping in, but I definitely appreciate the energy. And I will continue to do my best to put these readings out for you guys every week. And hopefully we reach that stage of where I can, will things open up for me so I can do a little bit more for you, like live. I want to do some live sessions with you guys, Anyway, enough about that. Let's cut this deck here and begin your messages, Gemini. Oh, crinkle there. Wonder how that happened. All right, so the first card of energy, we have the nine of, we started off with the nine of swords, the axis in this case. Okay, Gemini, what's going on here? Nine of swords. And, typically the nine of swords is always related to some sort of conflicting energies, whether it's on a personal level or if it's, extended out to other people that you may be dealing with, whether it's from your present situation that you may be dealing with, distant, could be most recent. Nine of swords typically is any forms of, lies, betrayals, having to sort out some sort of internal energies, resolve some sort of internal energies that may be, again, related to your recent past. It may be the present moment, maybe your distant past. Seeking some sort of relief. This energy always indicates some sort of suffering, some sort of pain and suffering, most likely done in silence. Okay, reaching for some sort of remedy through any means of prescription medication for a high degree of anxiety. Could be depression. This is a serious indicator of Gemini's overthinking about something, feeling like you're being pulled in several different directions when it comes to having to make any types of decisions or take any actions. Okay, so it could be, and I also read the Nine of Swords here. I will throw a clarifier on this Nine of Swords card. Could be if it's not something that is expressed towards you this week, Gemini, you may be linked to someone that you may know who may be incarcerated. Then it becomes their Nine of Swords energies, locked up behind bars, and they have this high degree of fear. Okay, so it could be any types of physical abuse, psychological abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse that you may be enduring or having to endure. Okay, someone cheating on you, someone having an affair on you, someone lying to you. Basically, the lying straight to your face and doesn't really take into effect, though, when they start lying to you or doing something mischievous behind your back, how it's, affecting you. So they're not really concerned about that. But let's do a clarifier on this Nine of Swords. Why did the Nine of Swords show up as the very first card for Gemini? What's going on here? Okay, let's see if we can get some more information. Why did the Nine of Swords show up here? And it could be just, this week in particular, Gemini, that you are just overthinking too much about something. Could be something specific, or it could be several things. Okay, so the Ace of Blues, which is the Ace of Cups. So how I do the clarifying here, Gemini, if you didn't already catch how I do this, I usually take the positive aspect of whatever the card is that's being asked to clarify it, and then match it up with the card that's being clarified, which is the Nine of Swords. So, of course, the Ace of Blues represents a job offer. It could be pregnancy news. It could be childbirth, right? So someone could definitely, because it lands on the swords, going through any types of cesarean section, could be going through any types of situations related to your employment. Okay. It could also be a relationship, because this does represent a relationship. There may be, and when I say a relationship, I'm not just speaking of, romantic. It could be romantic. It could be anything going on in the family. It could be friends having some sort of conflicting energies with all of the above. Okay, so I feel that that's what I'm seeing here in terms of clarifying that there could be a Gemini or two that I'm reading for is having some sort of difficulties with a relationship, or it could be several relationships going on. Now, this energy may be already occurring, but I feel because I'm doing your reading for this week, it may, in terms of the energy, may be fully, felt or fully affected this upcoming week here. All right, because the aces start things off. So I'm just going to leave it at that. All right, so I feel that this is something going on here with difficulties with um, relationships. Again, romantic, platonic, um, something going on in the family. All right. Following the Ace of Blues here, we have the Nine of Blues. Isn't this interesting? Nine of Blues would be the Nine of Cups. Wow, that's interesting. Nine of Cups is here, Gemini. So let me explain that this is a very good card to receive in your spread, because I always capture the energy of the star card that's equivalent. And, I may be the only reader that does that, but that's just me. Equivalent. So you get everything that is, within the star's energy. And now we have the Nine of Cups here. So, first and foremost is the yes answer to all romantic questions, whatever your it's the wish fulfillment card. So whatever you're wishing for, hoping for, praying for may manifest for you. Times two, because I, again, equate the Nine of Cups with that of the Star card. And it's so ironic that the Nine of Cups follows that Nine of Swords here. And I said that there could be someone having some sort of, conflicting energies with, relationships in general. And then we have the Nine of Cups, which also represents relationships, but separately, this still would be for any types of celebrations for those Geminis that I'm reading for this week who may be, celebrating their birthday. Um, the star card energy, again, what you're hoping for, wishing for, praying for may come to you. This also, too, I read is social media, social networking. It's not an even number of cups, again, but what you put out there emotionally is what you're going to get back in return. Also, it's also a part of the group of cards that I say if you receive it in your spread, then you are already getting some sort of a commitment or emotional satisfaction benefit from those people that are closest to you. Again, romantic partners, platonic friends, family members. So this is a strange twist in this reading already. Anyway, what follows that is the major arcana, the Wheel of Fortune, Gemini. So you have luck on your side all week. And again, let's go back here to this pair of cards here, the Nine of Swords that started you off in the Ace of Cups. Again, this could not be for all the Geminis that I'm reading for, maybe just, one or two that you're dealing with it. And I wouldn't even, I would stretch it out that if, whatever it could be, if you are dealing with that type of situation, it's not as bad as it may appear to be or seem to be. All right, so let's keep that in mind. But anyway, we have the Wheel of Fortune, major arcana. Luck on your side all week here. Anything that was unfortunate for you, the Wheel of Fortune has the capacity to turn that energy around into your favor. This is one of my big money cards here. So again, if you're the risk taking Gemini and you like to do the casino runs, play the lottery, scratch off, always play responsibly, because this is big money. Fate and destiny, when it comes to that, you may have something come to you that it was fated for you to have, or destined for you to have. Okay. Following the Wheel of Fortune, now we have the King of Axes. This is the King of Swords. This will represent you, Gemini, and making some sort of major decision or action this week. All right. Now, this may be for those Geminis, once again, connected to this Nine of Swords and the Ace of Blues. Maybe there's something major you're going to do to resolve any conflicting energies that you have with family members, romantic partners, or friends. All right. Following the King of Axes, now we have the major arcana, the Fool. The Fool is about new beginnings, taking that leap of faith, step out there into the unknown, take chances. You're looking for some sort of excitement or adventure. For some of you, it may be for, the very first time and wanting to do something, in terms of risk. Just drop the fears, go for it. Just know that, whatever it is that you are setting yourself out to do, you're going to be supported, right? And if there's any Geminis here, because it follows the King of Swords here, actions, right? Major actions and decisions. So it may be something that you want to do or you are contemplating on doing this week here and taking a chance, taking that leap of faith, dropping the fears, and again, go for it. You will be supported. If there is a Gemini that I'm reading for that's not planning anything, this Fool card always represents a new beginning in some area of your life. So there you go. Up next, now we have the Six of Roots. Six of Roots is the Pentacles, okay? So yeah, funny it sits underneath the Nine of Swords, because this card I always read that you could be receiving some sort of apology for anything that was handed to you from anyone in terms of a slight. It could also be some Geminis that I'm reading for still could be getting a moderate pay raise. And because it's your birthdays, for those who are celebrating your birthday, it could be that you're receiving a gift or you could be giving someone a gift. It's an even number of pentacles, so it's balanced energy. All right, so following the Six of Roots, Six of Pentacles, now we have the Eight of Roots. Money, again, is favored here for you, Gemini. This could be any twin that I'm reading for who may be just concentrating and paying attention to the details of whatever work that they are established to do. This still could be a pay raise. This could be a job offer. Okay, it's more balanced energy here for you. Okay, finances looking pretty good here. All right, pay raises, promotions, job offers. Following the Eight of Roots, now we have the Justice card. All right, so the major arcana, the Justice card is showing up here. You have three very important major arcanas here. Always pay attention to the major arcanas that are drawn for you, because they will carry out some form of energy. And you have the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Fool, you also have the Justice card. So Justice card always represents, Gemini, things definitely being in your favor, just like that wheel. If there was something that was not in your favor, the Justice card comes around and, spins it in your favor. There may be some situations here where some Geminis that I'm reading for dealing with legal issues. If you are, could be, whatever legal issues that you may be dealing with, that too will be in your favor. I also could be just reading for some Geminis who work in the justice system. Feeling liberated this week, feeling justified, feeling at peace. Okay, definitely warrants balance. So this is more higher than the Eight of Pentacles as well as the Six of Pentacles. So feeling balanced all week. Again, I feel the liberation, feeling justified, things being in your favor. I oftentimes get, workers' comp for whatever reason being in your favor. If anyone's dealing with any worker comp issues, then that would be in your favor. But that also, too, would be stretched out to any other legal affairs that you may be dealing with. That too will be in your favor. Okay, so that is the Justice card. Also, too, someone could be getting married here in front of the Justice of the Peace. Next up, now we have the major arcana, the Chariot. Okay, so positive energy that you may be moving towards. Again, it sits underneath your own energy, so that could be the driving force of something that you're about to do in terms of a major decision or action. The Chariot is also, too, is the second card along with the Nine of Cups that I equate with the Star card. So now you have triple the energy of the Star effect, okay? Now, the major arcana is always something rapidly changing or occurring or about to, and it's always positive, right? So that's out of the way. You could be traveling this week, and if you are, you're going to be safe to and from. We have the money cards here, so someone could be making a decision to purchase a new vehicle. Doesn't necessarily have to be new; it could be another vehicle. Also, to the chariot could represent there could be some car repairs, major or minor. Just don't be the Gemini that I'm reading for that gets behind any source of any vehicle. Disregard the speeding limit because you will end up with a moving violation. So again, we get all of the star cards energy. So that's, psychic abilities being developed or enhanced. You could meet someone famous. Again, we go back to social media, social networking. Could be any types of engagement in that area. All right, so that's very positive here. So, following the major arcana of the chariot, now we have the page of roots. This is the page of pentacles, starting a new job, birth of a business ideal. It could be a contract offer, right? Additional messages here for you in this spread is the three of blues. I look like a two. So yeah, this goes out for those Geminis again who are celebrating their birthdays. So celebrating your birthday, anniversaries, feeling joyful, feeling happy. Something about to occur here. You got all these positive major arcana. So keeping my fingers crossed for you, Gemini, that something does happen to you. So this is definitely spending quality time with family members, friends, romantic partners. It could be including co-workers after work, enjoying happy hour or whatever, right? Something to be happy and joyous about this week. Up next, now we have the three. Now you got the three of axes, the three of swords. Okay, so what's going on here? Three of Swords represents separation, grief, and heartache, pending divorces, but it's not here for everyone. And again, the Three of Swords, when it shows up in your spread, could mean something totally different to you than it does for someone else. I always get pet loss, family is left grieving, um, third party in play when it comes to romance. It also could be couples that are still together, but there may be some sort of distance that separates you. And I'm going to throw a clarifier on this. This could be having to make three painful choices or decisions. Again, we go back to the Nine of Swords energy. That too, relates to decisions and feeling conflicted. And remember, I said, the Nine of Swords could give you that feel of, having to be pulled in several different directions in terms of making an action or a decision. But then again, you have to go back here to the King of Swords here. That's you. Okay. And this all the Nine of Swords energies and Three of Swords energy is reduced down to this character here, which is an actual person that would represent you. So maybe, because I lay these cards out in a sequential order does not mean that the order of potential energy is going to be expressed that way. So you may experience some of the Nine of Swords or dealing with some of the Nine of Swords energy as we speak, Three of Swords energy, and then here you are the one that's taking control and doing something about that. All right. So, but why did the Three of Swords show up here in Gemini's spread? Uh, do not focus on the Nine of Swords or the Three of Swords energies when you have all this other positive energy surrounding those cards in general. All right. So, it could be that the Page of Jazz, which is the clarifying card for the Three of Swords. Now, this could mean, and it's a court card. So again, we go back to the relationship factor. Maybe somebody's having some sort of difficulties with a friend. It could be a romantic partner. It definitely could be a family member. But the positive aspect of this is receiving some sort of good news from this person. Now, because this is the card that's clarifying the Three of Swords, it could turn out to be some news that you don't want to hear, don't want to receive. It will come in very quickly. Um, and that would be what I'm clarifying here. I feel that there's somebody that might come along here and be the force of some sort of energy to deliver some sort of bad news for you or do something that's upsetting that creates the Three of Swords energy. So we go back here again. It could be family members, friends, romantic partners. Whether or not you're going to be, in association with fire sign energies, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, that's the page of jazz indication. It is fire sign. All right, so that's what I'm getting in terms of clarification, but it could almost be something, completely different for you. And once again, I'm going to reiterate, it's not going to be here for everybody. All right, so the last card that I have for you in the spread is the major arcana, the moon. So there are some emotional changes that are about to that you're about to undertake here. So make sure that you are putting a check on your emotions this week, Gemini, because this moon has a tendency to be tricky. I feel that uh, this reading, as I'm doing for you now, that today marks the full moon, I think the 31st, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so it could be anything related to the present full moon cycle that's changing. So there is a cycle of energy that's moving away from you. A new cycle is about to begin. Secrets, revelations, all that stuff comes out of the moon. But also, too, the moon, I always say, if it shows up in your spread, it's about paying attention to your intuition. You have to trust the process of what you feel, especially when you got your own card here representing the King of Swords. Whatever you are about to do in terms of a decision or an action, trust that you're doing it for the best for yourself, and I guess for your highest good. All right, likes and crushes come forward. Um, Yeah. So that's what I'm getting here with the major arcana, the moon. Also to devotion, dedication, an extension in terms of, love coming your way. The moon is fluid. It represents Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So that's the emotions. All right. So that's what I have for you this week, Gemini. It was kind of intense here, but I gave you my best shot. And just, keep in mind, I'm just interpreting these cards as I feel and what I see. But, take what's going to work for you. Leave the rest alone. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You guys have a safe, great week ahead. Once again, those who are celebrating, please be safe, enjoy. Always come back here to get more of these messages from me, Gemini, and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.